That these lightsabers just cauterize all the wounds, and that's how people survive. It's canon.
Then please tell me how this guy died. How did this guy die?
Ooh, I have a theory. I was talking about this in my server the other day. I have a theory. So yeah, how does Qui-Gon die? If lightsabers cauterize every wound they cause, then he shouldn't have died on the spot. He got stabbed through the gut. A cauterized wound means that your gut doesn't leak out into your body, which causes infections and complications. That's why gut wounds are usually fatal. If it's perfectly cauterized and it doesn't go through your spine, then you'll probably be okay. I mean, you are going to need serious medical attention, but you won't just die. And we have seen several circumstances where someone's guts were essentially totally taken out and replaced by cybernetic parts. Once with Darth Maul, who was completely bisected and came back, and another with Fennec Shand from the Book of Boba Fett. So when it's very clear that there is life-saving cybernetic technology in the Star Wars universe, how the heck did Qui-Gon die? Let me ask you something. How many Jedi are part cyborg? And I mean full, active members of the Jedi Order. Remember, Luke was never really a Jedi. The Order was gone by then. He was trained by refugees. He never got the full Jedi experience. So yeah, not spiritually Jedi, I'm talking about really politically, culturally Jedi. How many of them are part cyborg? Not very many. In fact, it's the Sith who we usually see end up becoming part cyborg. Darth Vader being the poster boy. So my theory is that it is part of the Jedi Code that you are not allowed to save your life through life-saving cybernetic technology. Through a desire to keep the process of death natural, they allow wounds like this to be fatal. And this also ties up another plot hole, which is why didn't Qui-Gon poof and become a Force ghost? Even though we see him as a Force ghost in the new Kenobi series. And even though in Episode 1, they basically say that Obi-Wan's going to be able to communicate with Qui-Gon. Well, this goes back to one of the final scenes of The Phantom Menace, when you see Qui-Gon's body on a funeral pyre. Remember, with a perfectly cauterized gut wound, you could survive for quite a while. So I think that wasn't them sending Qui-Gon off, that was them finishing him off. They weren't allowed to save his life with life-saving cybernetic technology, which meant that for all intents and purposes, he was dead. But instead of a long agonizing death, they anesthetized him into a coma and burned him. Somewhere during the process, he actually dies, his body disappears, he poofs, and then becomes a Force ghost. And again, this sets up Darth Vader, a mostly cybernetic villain, as the perfect anti-Jedi. Anyway, that's my theory. That's why Qui-Gon died. It's because Jedi teachings prohibited saving his life, and instead they gave him a mercy death.